Driving Television is brought to you by driving.ca.
This is the second generation Audi TT. Our test car is obviously a convertible. It's equipped with a 3.2-liter V6 and quattro all-wheel drive. Now, designing a follow-up to the groundbreaking first TT must have kept the designers up at Audi all night. Many consider the very first car a watershed in automotive design. There was nothing like it on the road before.
So I'm sure that the designers must have had a huge sigh of relief when this new 2008 TT won the World Car Design Award at this year's New York Auto Show.
There is no mistake that this is a TT, but now with a more modern look and aggressive stance. The original looked like it was chiseled from one block. This new car has sweeping lines, aggressive front end, at the same time looking elegant.
I really like the flared wheel arches, and the back end of the car now has a sense of purpose. The old styling, you really couldn't tell if the car was coming or going. Audi has incorporated some of their clean styling found in their other vehicles in the new TT.
There are basically 4 different TTs to choose from: the turbo 2-liter 4-cylinder coupe and convertible, and the 3.2-liter V6 coupe and convertible.
With a growing number of retractable hardtops on the market, it's interesting to see that Audi is stuck with the conventional top. Now, for those people that put a premium on storage, the trunk is long and shallow with a small pass-through, which is actually not too bad for a convertible. Now, if this were a retractable hardtop, then most of the trunk space would be used for roof storage.
The roof is fully automatic and goes down in about 20 seconds. There is even a wind deflector behind the front seats that is operated electronically.
Audi are leaders in the auto industry for interior design and finish, but we noticed that they might have cut a few corners on the new TT. There is a surprising amount of hard plastic used on the interior. The door sills scuff easily, and they're already showing signs of wear. The storage compartments behind and between the seats are not pleasing to look at or touch, and the dash is made of a soft compound, but it looks really inexpensive. Maybe in another color it might look better.
I'm a little confused about the interior of the second generation TT because I consider the first car to be the most influential for interior design in the last 10 years. It had some very funky features like the rotary vents here for air. It had the grab handles in the center. It had the bolt pattern around the shifter, mesh map pockets, and funky looking seats. And a lot of car companies, I mean a lot, have incorporated those design elements in their products. And this new TT just looks kind of dull. The heat controls stick out from the console, and the area above it, I think, looks like a dust collection area. The cup holders are right behind the shifter, and if you put on the parking brake, expect a spill. The seats do go down very low, which is good for taller drivers, but don't expect to see the instruments fully. You just won't.
But Zach, we look so good in this car. Well, I do at least. So turn that frown upside down and let's go enjoy the weather.
Okay, Lacey's right. It is time to say something nice about the TT, and I'll start with the 3.2-liter V6 in this car. It pulls away easily, and it has wonderful mid-range torque and a beautiful exhaust note with the roof down. It really is fabulous. It's 250 horsepower, so it definitely is up to the job. Now, it's matched to either a 6-speed manual transmission, which is very slick and easy to use, and a light-feeling clutch, or you can get the even more slick DSG transmission. That's a sequential gearbox that you shift with the paddle shifters with lightning-quick shifts, and that's called an Audi S-Tronic. Now, if you get the base 4-cylinder turbo, that car has 200 horsepower. Audi have done a great job of marketing the performance and safety advantages of their quattro all-wheel drive system. But I find it stunning that you can only get quattro in the more expensive V6 version. The less expensive 4-cylinder turbo car is only offered in front-wheel drive. Bad move, Audi. The biggest problem I have with this TT is the same problem I had with the old TT, and it's outward visibility. It's a low-slung coupe or convertible with a cropped roof, and the top of the windshield here is low, so if you're a tall driver, you can't see traffic lights or stop signs that easily. And then if you put the seat low, you have to adjust the steering wheel, then the top of the instruments are cut off. So getting a comfortable seating position is easy, but outward visibility is a bit of a compromise. When the car is away and you're driving, it is very smooth, The shifting is very smooth, the clutch is light, and it doesn't have a ton of feedback to the driver. It's a little bit too vague for my liking. Not nearly as precise as, say, a Boxster or even the new 3 Series convertible. So if it was my money, and this car is over $70,000, the one we're driving in today, if I was going to spend that kind of money, I think I'd be going to the BMW dealer before I went to the Audi dealer.
Now, Zach's being a bit hard on the TT, but he's also left some more negative information for me to deliver. If you're like me and you want to do all the shifting yourself and you want a manual transmission, then you're going to be forced to get the more expensive V6 version. Audi has done a lot to improve the ride and handling of the new TT. They have made the chassis considerably stiffer and used large amounts of aluminum in the car to give it a lighter, more nimble feel. There is even an optional magnetic ride feature that continuously adjusts the suspension for optimum handling and ride. A new TT starts at just over $50,000 for the coupe and $54,000 for the convertible. The V6 I'm in today is over $71,000. I really like Audis, and as most of you know, I absolutely love a convertible roadster, so the TT is already looking pretty good in my books. It also has a very easy to use and smooth feeling clutch. Now, my only complaint is when it rains, you have to put the top up, and personally, this car looks so much better when the top's down. Well, Zach, the new TT is a great looking car on the outside, but we both know that looks can only carry you so far in a relationship. So what do you think of the new TT?
Well, you said a mouthful. While starting on looks, I am enamored with the looks of this car. I think the outside styling is fantastic. They've taken the original concept, they've evolved it, and it looks fabulous. It's a comfortable car as well on the inside. There's plenty of room in there for the 2 passengers, and the seats are comfy. I do like the powerful engines, whether you get the 3.2-liter V6, and the Turbo 4 is an excellent motor with 200 horsepower. And if you're looking at the TT, I think the base price really is very attractive, but when you get into the bigger models with the bigger engine and you add on the options, it can get a little bit spendy, which is one of my negatives. I find that this car in particular, at 71 grand, is a little bit too expensive. The interior design for me, I'm kind of disappointed. The original TT was so innovative, and they used quite a bit of hard plastic on the inside of this car, and I find it a little bit disappointing. Also, the transmission options, you can't get a manual shift in the base model, which is silly, and you can't get quattro all-wheel drive. Lacey, what did you think of it?
Well, you know, Zach, I agree. I absolutely love the exterior styling on this car. It's so sexy, and it's definitely very unique and quite a looker. In fact, I got more comments about this car than just about any other vehicle that I've driven over the last several months for the show. It's got wide, comfortable seats. I really like the quattro all-wheel drive, and overall, it's just a very easy car to drive. And on the downside, I'm a big coffee drinker, so I was
not as big as me, but you are a big coffee drinker.
So I was disappointed in the location and the size and shape of the cup holders. I also really don't like the fact that you can't get a manual transmission on the base model, and for the price, if you want to get the V6 convertible, it really gets up there.
Especially when you add on a few options. This car is over $70,000. For that kind of money, I'm going to pose a question at you. You get the TT the way it sits here, you get a Boxster base model, or you get the 3 Series retractable hardtop. Which one would you choose?
Okay, tough question because they're all pretty great cars, but I'd take 2 Mazda Miatas.
That's not what I asked you.
Want to buy a new car but can't decide? Go to driving.ca and do your own research by using the comparison tool.